is Christy Bencosme. I'm a Dominican artist from Jamaica, Queens. And my piece at the garden is called Llegó La Luz. And how I got to that name, it's something that is shouted in the Dominican Republic, mainly in the lower income neighborhoods. When there's a power outage, people exclaim that to their neighbors, Llegó La Luz, which translates to the light has arrived. And this piece is a reflection of my experience, both being a child of immigrants and coming from generational poverty. My father is a porter and was the sole provider for my family of 5. So that kind of incorporated itself into my materials. I used some trash cans, I braided some garbage bags here, and then I used a bunch of repurposed and recycled material from Materials for the Arts. And with this piece, I'm basically allowing viewers to engage, to make sound, or to just basically interact in any way. Like when you shake these, they make sound. This is kind of like my offering to the community, and it's my way of saying that children of immigrants, particularly those that come from generational poverty, are the light that has arrived. I want this piece to bring joy to people and to remind them that regardless of where we come from and our struggles, we do have a lot of abundance, and we do have this rich culture that we can choose to express. This piece for me is something that is site specific, so I wanted it to basically be a representation of the large immigrant community in Queens, but also I wanted it to kind of look like plant life, so that it blends into the garden. I kind of see these as like fruits growing out of the piece. I see these as like little thorn parts. So it was very site specific, and I'm excited to see how it'll grow, and age in the next couple of months, and how people will choose to engage with it. I'm motivated to create public art because I think that art belongs to the people, and the work that I make is very socio-political. So I often enjoy being able to create that visual conversation with people out in actual community spaces instead of in institutions. So I actually make a lot of work with recycled and found objects. I do think as artists, it's our responsibility to produce objects with sustainability in mind. So like today I used metal for my sculpture, I used a lot of recycled objects. And for me, I also tie that into the socio-political factor because reusing materials is a representation of poverty and my background coming from a lower income family. Yeah, so Materials for the Arts was really fun, and actually the bulk of my piece is the materials that I got from there. And it was very helpful because my work was very conceptual, so I didn't really have an idea of the actual piece until I got my stuff in Materials for the Arts. As soon as I saw what stood out to me in the space, everything kind of clicked together, and I often kind of pick things up off the street. So it was really cool to just be in a space where I was able to have free range and grab what stood out to me. So I mainly do sculpture installation. I mentioned that I use found objects and repurposed materials. I often like to incorporate a little bit of humanity in my work because of the subject matter is socio-political. Like we'll see in my piece today that I had braided garbage bags. So for me, that is kind of a reflection of a being. I often enjoy making interactive works. So my piece at the garden, you can interact with it, you can touch it. Community engagement is a really big thing for me. So I often allow people to not only view the work with their eyes, but use their other senses to interact with it.